Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Welcome to MisFits. I am Gabriel Ellis.
And I'm Tyler Bunting.
Today we're here to bring you some content. This has been a vision of mine for a long time. I first started training people when I was about 15 or 16, and I think this is something that I can really help people with.
Yeah, we actually were talking about this yesterday. I didn't know he was really thinking about this for a while until yesterday I basically was kind of brought up that both of us, we both have a lot of value that I feel like we can bring to other people. We bring each other value. It's been kind of crazy. We started working out together
3 months ago.
3-4 months ago.
And since then we've seen a lot of progress, I think, both mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And I think your vision is to bring the same to everyone else.
Yeah. There's a lot of people, so obviously we're both in the United States Navy, but we're kind of, not known, but on the ship we're kind of like those guys, the workout guys or whatever.
We stand out a little bit from
the rest. We stand out, 100%. And a lot of people will come to us asking about workout programs, like what we do on a daily basis, what we eat, etc. And we both help a lot of people, but I feel like it'd be easier to have some sort of a source to put it all out on, right? And because it's not only going to be just about fitness, this is about
mindset, mental toughness.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like a little bit of nutrition. We're still trial and error with that.
It's always trial and error.
It's always trial and error, but yeah. So I feel like both of us have a lot of value that we bring to each other. So we're just here to put it out to other people. So yeah, but yeah, I'll give you a little bit of a background about myself a little bit. I was never into working out. I was played sports all my life. Baseball, football, track. Growing up, I was never the biggest kid. I was always, I'm sure Alice can relate, both not fucking huge dudes, but yeah. So I was always the smallest guy. But I did play all the sports, and I wasn't a bad athlete. But growing up, I got into high school and kind of started hitting the gym a little bit, but it was never something that I seen enough progress on to really latch onto it and go with it. I would always get a little bigger, but not enough to for me to care, because then I'd go into another sport that might have a lot of cardio, and then that's all I did, minus strength. So after high school, I graduated at 140 pounds, real skinny, about 5'9", 140. So I was a skinny guy. And then I remember, what started off with me was I was playing in a summer league baseball team after I graduated. It was a men's league. I was playing with a lot of college ball players, 30-year-olds, older guys that just wanted to play. But I had a few best friends that I consider now best friends, 3 guys, and they were all 4 years older than me. They graduated when I was a freshman in high school, and these guys are super cool. So these were my best friends that I started hanging out with. But one in particular, his name is Grant. I went over to his house after we got done with season, and because I was going through it mentally. I just hated being small. I was super insecure about it or whatever. So went over to his house. I called him at 3 in the morning. It was crazy. Called him at 3 in the morning and went over to his house and had a breakdown. Had a serious conversation about what I wanted, what we needed to start doing. Because he was a very in shape guy. He worked out every day. So, I admired that. I aspired to be like that. So that's what I started doing. I started working out with him that next week. And it was nothing crazy. And that's how we'll go into more detail later in video about how people should start off, with working out, to not overtrain yourself, or just burn yourself out in the first week to not make you want to do it. But we'll go into that in later detail. But yeah, so besides the fact, started working out, worked out with him for about I'd say 2 to 3 months. I started in 2017. In August, and I remember it was about November that I stopped working out with him. And it was nothing, it was just our schedules didn't, conflicted with each other. But I started seeing massive results in a 3-month period and then I was hooked. So like, I'm very grateful that I had somebody there with me to start out, because if I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't have really like stuck with it. But I started seeing massive results, and so I stuck with it, and only was weightlifting for probably until I joined. Even after I joined, and I joined in 2020, so it was about a 4-year period where I was working out strictly weights. I went from 140 pounds. My heaviest I ever touched was 220 pounds, so massive jump, 80-pound jump. It wasn't the healthiest, but it wasn't like it was good. It was good and bad, and talk about that in later videos of like how to approach that. But dirty bulk, you could say. I was very strong, but I wasn't like, I probably couldn't run a mile to save my life. So, and after that, I joined the military. Kind of cut up a little bit because I didn't have access to weights, obviously, in boot camp and everything else. So cut up a little bit, not massively, but besides the fact, we won't get in like too much detail. But joined the military, went to A school, was in Great Lakes for a while. Now I'm stationed out here in Japan. And I met this fucking freak of nature, and yeah, so now we're working out together for going on 4 months now. I'm in the best shape of my life, cardio-wise, calisthenic-wise, strength-wise. I'm not as strong as I used to be, but you're going to have that when you mix cardio into your regimen. Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of my backstory about like fitness and everything, where I'm at right now. But yeah, put it over to Ellis, so I can tell you.
All right, so I've kind of been all over the place most of my life. So yeah, same stories. You grew up really small, still pretty small, let's be honest. But but I started working out really young. My mom was a personal trainer. My dad worked out probably 2 or 3 times a day. We had a really nice home gym, so it was easy for me to get started. I was surrounded by people who were healthy, and they gave me the example I needed at a very, very early age. Mm-hmm. So from there, I was homeschooled up until about 7th grade. So I was always little socially a misfit.
Mm-hmm.
A misfit.
Good. I like that.
So
we'll tell you the definition of misfit towards the end. Pretty spot on to like us. But okay.
So started working out, trying to get some confidence, trying to be accepted a little more, right? Because no one wants to be the socially awkward guy in the corner. So tried fitting in through working out. I was really young, didn't really know what I was doing because didn't have any friends. Joined wrestling team first year of high school, and that was really what got me hooked on it, because it was everything. It was weightlifting, it was running, it was calisthenics, it was everything. Mm-hmm. Jack of all trades, master of none.
That's right.
So from there, I became obsessed with it. I think I have a little bit of an addictive personality, and I got hooked on it, and that became my addiction. Obsessed with it. Every chance I got, I was working out.
It's a great thing to be addicted to, I could say.
There's some downsides.
There's worse things, I could say.
But I saw progress really fast, and so did everyone else. So from there, I kind of got a following. I became the go-to guy for fitness in a very, very short period of time. Regardless of what it was, whether it was running, whether it was weightlifting, because from the very start, my foundation was be good at everything. I don't have to be the best, I don't have to be the strongest, I don't have to be the fastest, but no one is ever going to outwork me. And that can't be taught. But what I have learned over the past probably 10 years of working out can be taught. And as long as you are willing to make that commitment, I think we can help you. We can't change your mindset, but we can give you the keys that we have discovered to make yourself better.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, we're not masters of anything, that's for sure.
Still making mistakes every day.
Still making mistakes, and It's gonna be a part of life. You're never gonna be perfect at something. It's gonna be struggle, struggle, struggle. Then you get a little reward. Struggle, 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 reward. And so that's what I think. I think you're always gonna be struggling. Like,
Yeah.
It's not.
If
Even
you
us,
ever
like, we
if
still
you ever
go
get
through it.
comfortable,
Yeah.
that's where you're wrong.
That's where you're
That's
wrong.
when you've made a mistake. You should always be pushing yourself, mentally, physically. You should always be driving to be better and for personal growth.
I'll say a little backstory too. Just a few days ago, it's kind of funny, but so he just got done running a marathon, like
First
last
one.
week, first marathon.
Super slow. Don't ask about the time.
Still did it though. A lot of motherfuckers aren't doing that. All right, but he got done with the marathon, and it was on a Sunday, and I was going for a run on. I think it was a Tuesday. It was probably Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? It was when we both ran after work. Nah, it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday. Because I was getting off duty. So yeah, we were going for a run, and I usually like have like a pace set out that I want to like be hitting for it. It wasn't gonna be anything like a personal record or nothing. And he's like, you care if I come for a run with you? And I was like, all right, you just ran a marathon Sunday, but hey, if you want to come with me, we won't go that fast. We'll just get the mileage in. And this dude takes off sprinting immediately. It was a 4-mile run. Takes off sprinting at like a 7 pace. And I'm like, Ellis. I was like, dude, this is fast. Like, you sure you want to be doing this? You just like, his knee's been hurting, all this stuff, whatever. He's like, oh, I feel good. I was like, okay, man. And going into it, we're like a mile in. We're holding like a 7:10 pace. But we're pushing it. This is like the fastest 4-mile I'm shooting for. But yeah, it's just, the example I'm trying to get at is the times that you're going to do your best, or like the times you don't want to do, how should I say it? Like, you're going to be a little more comfortable with it. I was planning on a little more comfortable run this day, turned into a very fast-paced push, right?
My bad.
So I went through like a bunch of emotions. I was like, dude, why'd I take this dude with me on a run? God, are you serious? Like, but those are the most satisfying. So like once we got done with the 4-mile, besides the point, but we both hit like a PR on a 4-mile time. Awesome. Like, I wasn't expecting it, but it's those days you're not expecting it is when you're actually gonna like really like, because I was going through it during it, but after we got done, all that emotion, all that like hurting, all that whatever I was feeling is gone. Now you're done. Now you have the proof that, hey, I just did my best 4-mile run, or whatever, weightlifting, max, swim time, run time, whatever it is. But those, after you're done, is when you feel your best, like when you're actually happy about it. Because when you go through it, you really gotta think about it. It's a short window of hurt.
Yeah.
For like, once you get done, and then you're like, I'm still alive. I am not dead right now. I'm good. I'm not hurting. Like, whatever.
You might be hurting.
You might be hurting a little bit. Okay, but you're not in critical condition. I can still walk. Like, so, but yeah, it's just like
common saying, pain is temporary, glory lasts forever.
That's a fact. That's a good one. He's also got a patch on his weight vest. It says, "But did you die?" ? It's a real thing. Like, hey, you didn't die. You're still here. Still pushing. But yeah, that was just what I wanted to get at, because I was going through it. But once I got done, I was grateful that he came on the run with me. I was grateful. So yeah, that's pretty much about it.
You got the definition of MisFits? I'm gonna share
Yeah,
that.
definition. Let me look it up right here. Do it verbatim. Safari. I'm not the tech savvy one in this.
That's
It's
saying
Alice.
something.
Alice
That's
is-
terrifying.
MisFit definition. So we were trying to come up with like a name yesterday, and we really didn't know any. And I don't know, like popped in my head like the name. I didn't know if it was gonna be like a good fit, so I looked up the definition. MisFit definition: a person whose behavior or attitude sets them apart from others in an uncomfortable, conspicuous way. And that is like what. We are not the same as, like, we're not, I'm not saying we're better than nobody, but like we do things that not a lot of people are doing. So like that kind of fit for us because that's just me and Alice. We're not like everybody else. So yeah, that was why we picked it. It's a great
Diamonds in
name
the
for
rough,
us.
trying to find the rest of them, and those that aren't there, we're trying to develop.
That's what we're making this for. It's for the people. Like, it's gonna be cool just to like have something to actually document our workouts, or our nutrition, or our mindset, our journey. Like, that's what, like, we're still early in our journey, so that's why we started it. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. We're living together, so it's gonna be really easy for us to hold each other accountable. But yeah, this is for the people taking on the journey. What helped us might not work for everybody, but
we should at least have
it should be
the keys and give you the assets and resources you need to make it fit for you.
100%. That's about it. You got anything else to cover?
That's it.
That's it for us today. We're coming back with something again soon.
If you like the video, please subscribe. Leave comments below. We'll do our best to answer.
Yeah.
All right.
MisFits out.